Anyone? Anyone have any questions on the any pair that we have taken up? Okay, what? Yes, I figure you're going to ask the questions. Go ahead. What do you want to what do you want to ask? Okay. What do you want to ask? You can't see the supply zone. Okay. You mean on the where? You only see supply zone, and what happened? I can't see two supply zone. Let me see my chart that I post. See, this is the one, right? H4. Okay. Oh yeah, you're talking about this one. Okay. Now one of the zone that we have is, you can see that we have this one zone. Right, there's one supply. Okay, then the other one is this one, and this is a drop. Right, can you see that? We have another supply. Right, in a 1 hour time frame, can you see that? You don't see it clearly. Now that is a supply. Can you see that? Okay, there is. So when we mentioned before, right? When you have level on top of another level, when these two levels are very close together, right? You can see that this is one level. That is one level, and this is another level. When these two levels are together, chances are price tend to go for the second level, right? That is the reason I put my trade there, right? And I put my stop loss above, and nice profit there. Is target hit. My target was here, right? If you guys remember, my target was at that slightly below the center bar. Okay, let's see, where is it? Not yet, yeah, not yet. My target is here, right? Is it correct? Yep. Okay. Okay, so my target is here. Okay, not yet hit, but it's on the way down, right? So that is a reason, right? When we have level on top of level, and these two levels come very closely together, like what you say, you don't see the supply. Now you go to the D1, that is a supply. Okay, and see how the price goes straight to the further supply, and then it drops from there. Yes, we don't move the supply, but sometimes you need to move around to the supply different time frame they see, because when you don't see something there, right, it doesn't mean that it's not there. Just remember we talked about, we trade with monthly and the daily, and we bypass the weekly initially. During workshop, we don't introduce the weekly. Only when we start to become more familiar, we get to involve, and then we start to introduce weekly into our equations. Now become that we have 4 time frame to consider instead of just 3 time frame, right? Same thing there, right? When we consider monthly and the daily, and we bypass the weekly, it doesn't mean the weekly supply is not there. It is there, right? So when we talk about, we don't look at the 1 hour, yes, because it is very low time frame. But at times when you see that we really have the you see there's something there. Can you see this? Well, I'm trying to circle here. Okay, let me erase this. See this area, right? So I want to find out, is there something there? So what do? I have to play around with a different time frame and see, do I see something there in the smaller time frame? And you see that on the on the half an hour, we don't see anything, right? It's nothing there. But in a 1 hour, it's a very nice supply there, and which shows a very clear level on top and another level. Okay. Anybody have question about this? Now the other thing which I decided to go with this is which you guys are lucky, right? The rest of them who never log in, that's a problem. Okay, I want to share with you something, one additional things, right? Which I use. I mentioned in one of my another module which I call the momentum precede price. That means momentum precede price, meaning to say that once we see the momentum, the price will follow. Right, momentum precede price. Right, so I hope for our friends from Vietnam, you understand what I mean, right? Once you see the momentum example, right, in this example, right, once we see this kind of momentum downwards, see this momentum downwards, H4, right? It drop. It base, it drop. So when the price pull back, it means that there's another leg down, right? So how I do this is I use a indicator called 310, right? This is an indicator which I will share with you. Now you can see that this price was in a range. Can you see that? Price was in the range, price in the sideways, and price dropped. This is called momentum, right? The market making the first low that remove all this low and remove all this low. And this momentum, can you see that? This momentum, it make a lower than the previous 3 low. Okay, when this happened, and the oscillator start to move up as the price start to move up above the 0 line, right? And this dotted line is below the 0 line, and the price rally into the supply zone. And this is exactly what I saw on the pound yen, and that is one additional reason why I took this trade to short on the pound yen. Momentum precede price. So basically what we do is you just look for market go in the range, go into the sideways, right? We don't care for how long. And finally you see the price break. Either it's the price can break to the downside or the price can break to the upside, right? Then you look at the 310 oscillator. It start to make a lower low than the previous low. That is the setup. Okay, so immediately basically when you see this happen, right, you tell yourself when the price start to pull back, means that when the price start to retrace backwards, you want to see this blue line start to rally above the 0 horizontal line. Can you see the 0 horizontal line here, right? While the red dotted line remain below the 0 line. And when all this happen and the price come into the supply, there is a supply I want to take. Okay? Understand? Any questions? Any question? Right? No question at all? Everybody understand? You can use this indicator for all time frame, right? You can use this because you can even use this. I am in quite some time back. I use this indicator for lower. I trade on the lower time frame as well. Means I trade on the 50 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes time frame as well, right? and it all worked pretty well. That time, right? And but I figured out that when I start doing the supply demand, I just doesn't want to share at one time, share too much information, right? Supply and demand alone already confuse many people, all right? Therefore, I do not want to share this while most of you are still new, all right? But now, since all of you have progressed from the beginners supply demand, I mean, I believe all of you are ready to move on to absorb more new information. That's where I decided tonight that I want to share with you guys about this. Right? So this is additional things that you can watch out. Okay. Momentum indicator. Now this is called you see, momentum indicator comes like stochastic, MACD, RSI. These are all momentum indicator. But when we use the momentum for this strategy, we call momentum precede price. Can someone spell it out for everybody to copy down? Momentum. Because my left hand got to hold the mic, my right hand got to hold the mic. I can't type at all. Right? If I don't hold the mic, you can't hear me. Can someone put down there momentum precede price? Yes, thank you, Tony. Okay, that is the concept. Right, that's the concept. Once you see the momentum, which indicate by the 310, right? That means that when the price pull back, there's another leg yet to come, right? So meaning to say that once you see the price making a lower low, and the 310 make another low at the same time, lower than the previous low. You see this low? Lower than the previous low, and the 310 also making the low lower than the previous low. So you know there's a setup waiting for you to come by, right? Basically, you are waiting for the price to retrace back up. Now, when the price retrace back up, you want to see the blue line is actually trade above the zero line, while the red dotted line remain below the zero line. And the price, if there's a supply demand there, in this case, euro yen, we have a supply, right? We have a supply over there. There's a supply. We have a level on top, another level. Okay, there's another level here. Right, wow, you can see what happened here to you see? The level actually. Sorry, let me draw on the 1 hour horizontal line better. So 1 hour, this is a line. Okay, so go to page 4. That's the one. Okay, see what happened? So if there's a supply over here, you put a sell limit, stop loss. Okay, let it trigger. Okay, very simple strategy, and it come in quite okay actually, right? Okay, question. Any question? No? Okay, don't have, yeah? Okay, I show you now. I also use this indicator to trade the counter trend trade. Now, remember what is our prerequisite when we want to do counter trend? Somebody, please. What is the prerequisite when we want to trade counter trend? Someone, please? Anyone suggest? What do you think? What is a prerequisite? Hi, welcome. Come. Okay, here Vincent say the zone must be fresh and origin. No, what's a prerequisite? Price enter higher time frame zone. Yes, Tony, you got it right. Right? It can also reach higher time frame supply demand. Yes, you got it. Right? Okay, so the prerequisite is arrive the higher time frame supply or demand. Alright? That means to say that the price has already been in that direction for some time. We want to trade at the extreme, right? When the price has rallied for some times, chances are when to a supply and to react, right? Just an example, the euro cat, euro dollar, right? Euro dollar, you can see that if you see, I put a horizontal line there because I want to find the supply, which is here. Okay, we have supply here, weekly supply. Okay, that's a weekly supply, and you can see that price has been rallied from this low of 1.2 all the way up to this high 1.37, retrace back to this demand it hold, and from this low again 1.275, it rally all the way until here 1.39. Can you imagine? Price has rally for so much into the higher time frame supply. But how do you know the price is already extreme and exhausted? How do you know? Right? We can only say that, okay, because the thing is, if the price has already exhausted, right, you can see the price swing high, low. The swing is getting shorter. Can you see that? Each swing up, it swing up, it pull back. It swing up, it never cover any ground. Now you can see from here, from this swing to this high, from this low to this high, you see how many pips this market cover from this low to this high. 597. From this low to this high, 492. From this low to this high, 325. Can you see that every swing, the market is running out of steam, running out of energy, right? And it come into the higher time frame supply. That is the prerequisite, right? So what I do also is I use the 310, because 310 is a momentum indicator, right? It's a momentum indicator. And what I do is, now you look at when the price is making all this, the high. See this. Do we see the momentum, the 310 following the, because 310 is supposed to follow the price. Something like MACD like this, but yeah. But you see this? You see the diversion that we have there, right? Euro dollar is making a higher high, but each movement upward is getting the distance it cover is getting little by little. You see, from 722 to 599 to 476 to 300. Can you see that? Each move up, right, is getting shorter and shorter. This is what I call the shortening of the trust. SOT. Right? This is called the shortening of the trust. When the price is having this shortening of the trust into the high level of supply, alright, price is due for, is getting weak already. Price is already coming, it's running out of energy. It's no more energy, right? It is, and we have to watch out for any time the price might just reverse down. And I use this 310 to help me to use as an added visual again to confirm. Actually, right now, this euro dollar is running out of steam and due for reversal. Right? Okay. So you see, in fact, remember, I think I told Chang, I think something like that. I expect actually last week before this week before this price had this long candle down. I saw this already in the morning, but I was rushing. I was in the mind. I was thinking I want to post something that be careful. Those of you who long euro dollar, we can expect euro dollar to move down anytime soon. And before it happened in the afternoon, the price already crashed down, right? And and this is how I can help me to foresee or foretell one of the euro dollar. Can you see that? So we can use this then to help us to be more confirm or more sure. There's no confirm, to be more sure that when we trade, the counter trend trade is likely to work. Okay? Any question? Any question? I will post this. I will send this to you, all of you, this indicator 310. Right? Upon finish, please send me an email. Say you need this 310 indicator. Then I'll reply with the indicator. Okay. I do not have the mass email all of you to. Yeah. Otherwise, I have to copy one by one. Very tough for me. Okay. I will send me an email after the sessions, and I will send it to you. Okay. Okay, that's about the 310. Very simple and very basic, right? I think it is another weapon that you can use to do your trading, and hopefully you can when you from now on you can use this, especially on those pair that you promise to spend a lot of more time, focus in those pair and share with your teammate here. All right. Okay. Give me about 3 minutes. Here we can grab a cup of get some water. Then I continue. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please go ahead and type it out. All right. Okay, I'm back. Anybody have any question? Don't have? Chang, are you okay? Hua? Phong? Lam? Chang, how come we got two account login, Chang? Okay, you understand what I mean, right? Okay, so tonight I promise you guys that I want to talk about the way we draw the trend line. All right. Of course, in the market, there are various ways that you can draw a trend line. Draw a trend line. Sometimes when we draw a trend line, example, let me draw a trend line. I squeeze the chart a little bit. And some people will just simply pick the trend line from the low and all the way to this point. They say that, well, that is my trend line. Right? They draw this way. That is my trend line. It is not wrong. Right? We can't say that this person is wrong because this is because in the market there are different ways to draw a trend line. This is called a common sense trend line. Common sense meaning that you look at the charts, you just pick the two obvious low, and you join. Right? And some people will draw trend line when they said they want to pick a trend line which have a multiple touch. Okay, one touch over here, one contact point, and one contact point, and one contact point. Okay, so they say that, well, this is my trend line. This is my way of drawing trend line because I choose the level where I have a multiple contact point. Right? Again, this is another way of doing it. Right? Then we have the Tom DeMark trend line. Tom DeMark trend line. Okay, Tom DeMark, which is quite popular. A lot of people use the Tom DeMark trend line. Okay, but the way we draw under supply demand concept is, in order for us to draw a trend line, example right now, I have a low here, okay. Basically we need to join the low, two low to form a trend line, like connecting the two low. So let's point out all these low that we have. Okay, so I have 4 dots here. Now initially, without seeing all this, I can say that my first trend line is from this low to this low. Okay, pretending we don't see all this yet. Okay, now this swing low to this swing low. Why this swing low is validated as a swing low for me to connect trend line? Because the price after this swing low actually make a higher high than the previous low here. Can you see that? Therefore, this is validated. Okay. Now, once the price make another low here, right? Can you see that? Here. Now I have to draw a trend line this way. Okay? Because after this swing low, price has made a higher high than the previous high. Can you see that? So this is a validated swing point for me to draw a trend line. Then after this, once the price break this trend line, right? I can't draw the trend line from here to here. I can't initially, before the price, when the price was like this, I cannot draw this way. Can everyone understand? I cannot draw this way. Right? It doesn't stay there. Right? Before you see all these candles make a higher high, you see, after this low, price didn't make, sorry, I cannot connect this low to this low. Initially, because after this low, price tried to rally up, but this high didn't remove this high, right? Because when we trade supply demand, we always say that in order for us to validate a demand or a supply, the opposing supply demand need to be removed, right? So in this case, when after the price make a swing low, price rally up. Before this swing low, the swing high was here. Price did not remove this. See? Price only make to here. Okay? So therefore, we cannot connect from this low to this low. Right? So a trend line still remain like this. Alright? In fact, this is the trade here. We have a break of the trend line. You see the trade actually, the price actually came up to this supply here. And it trade down. Right? And move down. This is counter trend trade. 92 pips before you rally up again. Can you see that? Okay, 92 pips there. Now, can we use a 310 to help us to locate a counter trend? Let's take a look. Okay. Okay, by default, when I send you indicator, I have something like this, right? So what you need to do is you need to draw yourself a zero line. Okay, draw yourself a zero line. Okay, and that you can change the color to green if you want to, up to you. Okay, 310. You want to change to blue. Okay. Okay, so this one is up to you to whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so this is a zero line, the red line. Okay. Okay, so the 310 actually the diverse start with here. We still don't see an obvious high here. Price make a high, and the high is here. Okay, this is a high. This is where it happened here. Then price make another higher high, but the 310 is already refused to go higher high. Can you see that? Price make a higher high on this candle, but 310 already refused to go up. The highest high that make was here. Right? There's a loss of momentum. Then we see the trend line break. Okay, and the price already out into this supply. That's where you sell there. Okay, so now let's back to our how to draw trend line. Okay, so once the price has rally to this high, which failed to remove this high, so we cannot draw this low to this low, right? But later on, you can see the price actually make a higher high and a remove here. So we can see that now we can draw a trend line this way. This is a very short-term trend line, right? Longer-term trend line will be this way. It's not right or wrong, but it is just different way of this is a very short-term trend. When you draw such a short-term trend line, usually it's less reliable because you only capture this amount of data, right? So this is what we call what I call the short-term trend line, longer trend line, or medium term. Okay, that's a medium term trend line, right? So now we're talking longer term trend line, right? Basically, I want to encompass the entire screen that I have, the low to the high, which usually become a common sense trend line. Okay, so by our supply demand, the way we drawing trend line is basically once the price make a low, it make a high, it make another low. The price must make a higher high to remove the previous high in order for us to validate this swing low as a point to connect the trend line. Okay, and now we have a trend line there. Clear? Is it clear now? How we draw trend line? So you can see that now we have a demand over here. This is a demand, right? And we have a trend line with a full candle close below trend line. So this demand we are not allowed to take anymore. But why I still go for this demand? Because in the monthly time frame, that is where the demand is. Monthly or weekly? Weekly time frame. Right? You can see that from current price. This is where the weekly demand. Right? There's a weekly demand there. And this is the post I post in the Facebook for all of you. Right? If you go there, you should be able to see. This way. Okay, so we have demand. You see that? These are all demand over. So you see, we have so many demand right below the current price. It's huge. I don't think and now for euro dollar to move down, I don't think it's that easy, right? So let's don't look at beyond the first demand, because that will be very confuse our chart. We move them and only left one. Now this is a weekly demand, and you can see that the demand that we have here, I draw here is actually LOL, a daily demand within the weekly demand. That's why I put a limit order there. Otherwise, if I don't have a weekly demand to add to for this price to lean on, then I will only trade on the confirmation order. That means I will only wait for price to come into the demand using a confirmation entry. Otherwise, I will not take this trade. But I took this trade simply because I have a LOL, daily demand within the weekly demand. The trend line is already removed, which I'm not allowed to go long, right? But because I simply go long because the daily demand is within the weekly demand. It's clear? Any question? So any question how to draw the trend line? Okay, Lam, understand? Raymond? Raymond, okay? Raymond, are you okay? Clear, yeah? Okay? Lawrence? Okay, good. Because, Kam, do you understand, Kam? Desmond? Yeah, I see somebody already left the group. Who is that? Alvin. Hua also not there. Hua is here. Look who else not there. All right. So this is how we draw the trend line. Yeah? Because I see that some of you, when you do post the trade, the way you draw trend line, you have a own different style. But I'm not saying that what you draw is wrong, right? I just want to make it clear that that's not how we draw. But if you think that's what you want to draw, how you want to draw a trend line, I mean, and you believe strongly on what you are drawing, by all means go ahead, right? Because I can't say what you're drawing is wrong. Okay. Okay. Any question? If don't have, let's look at some any potential trade, right? So I'm already on $0, right? And you can see that this demand, and I'm not sure whether it's going to work out or not. There's no point for me to look at it because once my trade taken in, I put my stop loss, my target, that's it, right? So since we are in a downtrend, are we in a downtrend yet? Let me see. Yeah? We are not yet in the downtrend, but we are basically, this uptrend is over, right? Because we have a full candle close below the trend line, right? This uptrend basically over. So what we can do is this is a very strong move. This is a very strong move from the euro, right? 288 pips. Okay, so I go to the H4. So I post today, either I can go for the demand or I can go short, going with the momentum. That means to say that I want to wait for price to pull back, and I saw that that is my supply. There is a supply there. Okay, so if the price rally up to this area, I'm willing to take the trade there. Now, can we use the 310 to help us in this case? You see that? Do we have the kind of setup? Can you guys see the setup there? Can you guys see the setup that I see? Which I explained to you just now. Okay, the price arrive onto the higher time frame demand, right? Definitely we are not going to short here, but we go long. Okay, you see this price. Do we see the price pull back above the zero line? It pulled back, right? But as it pulled back, is there any supply over here? Okay, what I want is, see, now the price hit onto this demand. I would prefer, now what I like to see is, I like to see, wait a second. Now I want to see the price rally up. After it hit the rally up to here. Right? Once the price rally up, this 310 will also follow up rally up. So it means that this 310 will be above the zero line. So as long as this red line is still below the zero line and the price coming into this supply, I will sell it. You see that? Right? When this happens, price rally back up, the blue line above zero line, red line below zero line, because this is the momentum. See, we see this momentum down, the momentum down. So when the this momentum precedes price. Momentum precedes price. When we see this momentum downwards, when the price retraces back up, it means that there's another leg yet to come. And I'm actually eyeing at this point here. Okay, so what works today? The price come down, trigger my long, which is exactly what I want. After trigger my long, I'm hoping the price will rally up to this area, right? Which I likely to adjust I will adjust took my profit off the table from there, and my short trade will get triggered, and I expect price to move down at least back to 1.3700 area. Otherwise, will come down all the way to this area or this area. All right. Okay, so that's what I see on the euro dollar, right? So our long get trigger, there's a potential short. I'm waiting right now for the short to get triggered. Question. Okay, Iping here is the red line below zero line indicate downtrend momentum isn't it? Yes, it indicates that there's still a downwards movement, bearish, right? So when we see if the red line start to curve back up above the zero line, then I will not short anymore. Okay. Yes, EU is not in the long. Is not in the short. Is not in the downtrend. You are right. But on the daily time frame, are we in the downtrend? Raymond, are we in the downtrend? You see this trend line I draw? No, right? So if the price is no longer in the uptrend, we only long when the price is in the uptrend unless we do counter trend, right? But in this case, we cannot do counter trend because we are not at the price extreme, right? We doesn't see the kind of losing momentum. In order for us to participate in the counter trend trade, we need the price to really move in the same direction for some time, like it's already coming to the end of the journey, and the price hit onto the higher time frame demand. That's where we can do a counter trend trade. So we can't do a counter trend right now, and we cannot go long because daily is no longer no longer uptrend. We are in the sideways movement right now. Okay, we are in the sideways movement. So it is kind of if the price we only go long if the daily is still long, right? So right now, since the price has already closed below the trend line, the purpose of trend line is once we have a trend line being removed, it means that trend is no longer there. That's why we call trend line being removed. That's why the word trend is there. The word that's the meaning. No, once the trend line is removed, the previous trend is no longer valid, right? The market is going to the new direction or no direction. Okay, in that case, we can take a short on the 4-hour time frame supply. You got it, Raymond? Do you follow, Raymond? Okay. Anyways, please ask, right? If you have a question, please ask. And I appreciate Tony coming into the. Tony, are you there? Oh yeah, there. I appreciate you coming to the spoke, especially the TRT Facebook to exchange some opinion, your experience with some of the new people there, right? Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so but can we go long at the lower fresh demand? Okay, which demand are you looking at right now, Raymond? Let me know which demand are you looking at now. Okay, we have a daily demand which is here. Okay, agreed, right? Now, where is your next demand? The next demand is, you put a horizontal line there. Is this a fresh demand? No, right? This is another demand, but it's not fresh. The price pulled back already. Now, where's the next demand? There's another demand here. Now, that is fresh. Okay? That is a fresh demand. Can we use that demand? What do you guys think? Can you use that demand? when the price fall into this demand, can we use this demand? Raymond say yes. How about the rest? Can we don't go long in any of this and wait for price to come into this fresh demand and take the trade there? How about the rest? What the rest think? Okay. So we see some answer here. Okay, Vincent said no. Impact say yes, if it's part of the weekly demand. So, is it part of the weekly demand, Ikpeng? Okay, let's take a look, right? Now, where is our weekly demand? We are not allowed to take the demand, Raymond, fresh, even though it's a fresh demand, right? Because the trend line has been removed. Okay? So now, this. Now, where is your weekly demand? This is a weekly demand that we draw just now. What else we have? Price drop down. Another demand. Is there a demand here? Okay. So is it level upon level? Yeah, so we go back to the daily. See this two green dotted line? Yes, we are level. So when the price come to this level, we can put the buy limit and then expect price to bounce back up. So 1.3639. Is that the same level you're looking at, Raymond? 1.35 or slightly above. 1.35 or slightly above. You're looking at this demand. You see, 1.35 here. You're looking here. I guess you're looking here. But price might not go there. You see, we have a demand here. Why didn't you pick this demand? Okay? You understand? Obviously, this is another demand, right, which is fresh also, and also within the weekly demand. So both are tradable. Right, both are tradable. Both are within the higher time frame demand. Okay? So we can, yeah, Raymond, I want to repeat again. Yes, you can wait for price to drop into this fresh demand to buy, but initially we cannot because we have a break of this trend line. Can you see that? Now, once we have a break of the trend line, any long position is no longer valid. We are not allowed to buy anymore unless the price move into the demand, which is within the higher time frame demand. In this case, we are within the higher time frame demand. So 1.3639 is a level that we can look for long. Okay. Very good, Raymond. Any other questions? Any other questions from anybody? Okay, I'd like to, if any other pair that you want to see, because today is, I know I spent a very little time on the trade analysis, but I try to cover the trend line to make sure that everybody clear about how to draw proper trend line under supply demand concept, right? And also I share with you the new indicator 310 momentum indicator, which is I believe is helpful when we to assess, especially to assess whether the particular trend is coming to the end. How do you know it's coming to the end? When you see the loss of momentum, right? And then you can see okay, and then you can do start to look for a counter trend trade. Okay. I will continue to look at the market, right? If you have anything, I will post on the WhatsApp, right, and or the Facebook. So at least you will still have some yeah, if there's opportunity, I'll let you guys know, right? Anything you want to ask, or any pair that you want to look at before we call the session to the end of the session? To the end. Call the session to the end. Is there any currency pair that you are looking at? You want to ask? Go ahead, please. Go ahead, no problem. Anything? Anybody? You see this one, we never take the trade, right? You see the drop is not fantastic, right? Can you see that? Okay, the drop and then the price looks like it's holding on to this demand. Yeah, so this is kind of trade that I don't really like. Of course, we have a break of the trend line, right? You can see that we have a break of this trend line, okay, or the trend line is not break yet. Okay, that's why I'm not that eager to short the Aussie yen. Okay, first of all, the demand is not removed, and the market start to move back up. And you draw a trend line from this low and connecting to this low where the market make a higher high, you can see we are still in the above the trend line. That's the reason I don't go short on this. Okay, someone actually put a short on this, right? I don't know if I remember correctly. Someone actually called a short here something. Okay, so we are still in uptrend on the Aussie yen. All right, no question. Everybody okay? Okay, if any, from tomorrow onwards, okay, I like all of you to keep your promise, specialize in those currency pair that you are looking at, right? I need you to update your friends here, right? Because everyone is depending on you, right? Because you only specialize on one or two pair. By all means, when you do the pair, do not worry that it's wrong or what, right? Please go ahead and speak your mind. I want you to speak your mind because that's where you're going to learn. If you dare not speak your mind, you will never learn. If you're going to forever waiting for someone to post a trade and follow the trade, I tell you, you will forever never learn. You need to really use your brain, do your own market analysis. If it's wrong, your teammate here will come in to tell you, okay, I think this is what I see, right? Same here. If I see your post, I will definitely come in to do some comments. Okay, and I hope that this will act as a booster to those of you who need to improve your this trading method with supply demand. Okay, good. All right. Thank you very much, and good night, everyone. See you next week.